You can't question the purity of someone's heart. You know what I mean? And I never tried to.
I minister.
And in this bar.
Welcome to another episode of Hard Lessons with Demel Hannah. I'm your host, Demel Hannah. Today we're going to be talking about whether or not they really allow guys to practice religion in prison, and whether guys use that as a tool to continue on, you know, their gang activities, drug activities, whatever activities that they got going on in prison. Well, different institutions have different rules and regulations. When I was in Stateville Correctional, they gave us the latitude to practice whatever religion we desire. Christianity, Islam, then you have your different fractions within those, those big religions, if we are classifying or defining religion as being small or big. But Christianity, you have your Seventh-day Adventists, you have your, you have Baptists, you have Episcopalian. All of them probably go to the Christian service, but when you get your Catholics, they don't go to Christian service because, there's many denominations of Christianity. You know what I mean? Black folks, they like to sing and dance. And it's the same way in prison. They allow people to come inside of the prison, outsiders that, it's trying to spread the gospel, so to speak, and visit the poor, visit the homeless, visit the sick, visit the, the jailed. So people are coming in, and then you have your people that come in and, cater to those that practice Catholicism. And then you have, your guys that practice Odinism, your guys that are wicked. I know, that was too popular amongst the white population, Odinism and wicked. Then you have your Black Hebrew Israelites. You have your Nation of Islam. You have your Nation of Gods of Earth. You have Al Islam. You have Buddhism, Jehovah's Witness. So in Stateville, whatever you clung towards, they allowed you to practice that. It was free. It was monitored by at least one or two police officers, but it was allowed to practice. Now, when you go to other institutions, for instance, like Lawrenceville Correctional Center, Lawrenceville, they had Christianity and Islam. That's it. They didn't have like Nation of Islam or Nation of Gods of Earth or Wicked or Black Hebrew Israelite Jehovah. No. You got Christianity or Islam to choose from. So if I practice Nation of Islam, but they only have Al Islam, I may not want to go to Al Islam. But with me, I studied every school of thought. I was raised Christian, went to prison, studied everything. Islam, it fitted me. I gravitated more towards Islam. It didn't really matter what sector of Islam. I studied them all, but I still used to attend Christian services. Like guys, I tell you, like, I would go to Christian service, If I could, I would go to Hebrew Israelite service. I would try to go to Buddhism, I wouldn't go to a dominated service, by a particular ethnicity. I wasn't trying to create a holy war or nothing while I was in there. So I would be respectful, but I studied different schools of thought, so I didn't try to pigeonhole myself or box myself in when it came to, God's truth. You know what I mean? So, but at the end of the day, you have some people that are going to these services with sincerity. They're really trying to get close to that invisible, unseen power. But you have some people that go to these services to use these services as a tool to continue on their business. So, guys might go to Christianity service because he might be in Stateville, he might be in C house, and his homie in D house, and the only way that he can get this kite or this pack or this knife to him is by way of using one of these services. The same thing with, educational opportunities, or, going to the healthcare. Prison is survival. You know what I'm saying? So I don't question nobody. You can't question the purity of nobody's heart. If they come over to Islam service and they sit next to their homie that they ain't synced in 10 years, you just can't be like, oh, he came over here to holler at his homie. You don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah, he love his homie. He probably love God too. Whether he call him Jesus, Allah, Jehovah, you know what I mean? Yah, you know what I mean? Whatever he called him. So you can't question the purity of someone's heart. You know what I mean? And I never tried to. But religions are allowed, where your belief system is allowed to be practiced in prison. Certain individuals fought for these rights that that is afforded to us when we step inside of these warehouses, institutions, jail, prisons, what have you. You know what I mean? But religion is allowed to be practiced. Is do everybody go to these services to do just that? Of course not. And I mean, and out here in the world, do everybody go to religious services to really, worship? Of course not. You know what I mean? Of course not. So, prison is a microcosm of the big world. Remember that prison is a microcosm of the big world. It's not the other way around. It's not the world is a microcosm of prison. No. Prison is a microcosm of the big world. So, religious services are available in different institutions. If you in TAMS, which it doesn't exist anymore, but it did for about 13, 14 years, ain't no religious service being practiced. Only way you go practice your religion is by turning that damn TV on and getting up in your cell and clapping and doing whatever you feel you need to do to brighten up your day. But you're not moving. Ain't no movement in TAMS. You was in that cell. So different strokes for different folks, and that's how the different institutions, warehouses, jails, prisons, what have you. That's how they is. And this institution, they may have Buddhist services. In this institution, they may not have it. In this institution, they may have Odinism, a Nation of Islam. In this institution, they may not have it. So, I believe it's 30 institutions in Illinois, just prisons. They got work camps and all different other type of stuff, but I believe it's 30, maybe 32, but I'm seeing 30. And, every institution is different, but they do allow you, like if you have, but some institutions are different. Like this institution may allow Odinism or Wicked literature to enter the institution. This institution may not allow Final Calls newspapers. That's a Nation of Islam newspaper they have been printing since the 30s. They may not allow that newspaper inside of the institution. You know what I'm saying? They may not allow Nation of Islam not dogma, but literature to be disseminated throughout the prison. You know, they just may not allow it in that institution. You know, so religion is allowed to be practiced inside of the institutions. I'm not going to lie to you. You know, if you have relatives, loved ones inside of these places all over the earth, you know, send them some literature. Don't never compose. Don't never compose. Don't compose your belief system on anyone. Not even your brother, not even your sister, not even your husband, not even your wife, not even your friend. Cousin, don't compose. You know what I mean? Ask them, will they be inclined to receive such literature? If they say it's cool, then send it to them. But don't send it to them. Don't overload them with it. You know what I mean? Don't overload them with it. You know, as I said, we need that spiritual food in there because we're dealing with a high, intense, mentally unstable population. You know, so send them some literature, share what you believe may be beneficial to their, that spiritual craving that we all have as human beings. You know, the old schoolers used to always tell me like this shit was stupid as hell, man. If somebody went for that.